Granola attacked Goku and friends, but now they're allies it looks like. With Vegeta getting a better control on his power, what awaits everyone next? We'll cover all that and more in this fifth part of What If Vegeta Was Like Broly. Goku, Granola, and Krillin continue their training on the sacred world of Kai. It doesn't take too long for Goku to free the Z-Sword, and they all start training with that. And it also doesn't take too long for him to break the Z-Sword, which of course ends up freeing Elder Kai. Elder Kai learns of everything that's happened, and also the fact that there's a really strong Saiyan out there. He's been sealed away for so long that he doesn't really have an idea of what Vegeta truly is. But it makes him wonder if he's some sort of mutated Saiyan, and for that reason, they're probably at a disadvantage by default. Thankfully he has a solution for that. He could draw out people's power. Krillin and Granola of course go for this. Granola has no qualms with it, and Krillin wants to catch up to everyone else, and this is the best way to do so. Goku typically wouldn't go for this, but Elder Kai wants to perform the ritual on him first just to see how strong he can get. Especially because he's also a Saiyan, and maybe he can unlock the same type of power, just to rule out what Vegeta truly has. So the ultimate ritual is done on Goku, and he doesn't really like that he can't work for the power, but at least it's a good way to test some things out. Maybe he has the same type of power locked away, and of course he doesn't. So we have Ultimate Goku, Krillin, and Granola. Goku also knows that Gohan's potential is pretty high, and he doesn't really know how much time Gohan has to train anymore, so maybe it would be valuable for him to do this. He brings Gohan here, and Elder Kai feels like he's just being used at this point. But he performs the ritual on Gohan too, and he actually does have a lot of potential locked away. This ritual works best on him. Right now I'd say Gohan's the strongest, but not by a really large margin. Goku and Granola are about even. Though I will say, I feel like Granola has a ton of potential locked away, especially with how the wish to make him stronger affected him in canon. Granted, that one needed to compress his life, but I feel like there's still enough in there where the ultimate ritual would be pretty beneficial for him. But there is something else we need to cover here. Of course, the last part ended with Beerus waking up, right around the time when Vegeta controlled his power. So, Beerus does wake up earlier than normal, by a few years actually, because this is right after the Buu saga. By this point, a few months have passed since Babidi's defeat. Beerus had actually dreamt of a rival. He wasn't really too sure what he was looking for, but he knows it's something godly. And he knows there actually is a really strong Saiyan out there. Whis tells him about Vegeta. So naturally, he goes to find him. What he finds is that there's actually 3 Saiyans, Vegeta, Nappa, and Raditz. Nappa and Raditz have actually become Super Saiyans by this point. After fighting Goku and Gohan on Earth, they realized that they could probably get the form for themselves, and they weren't really too sure where to begin, and it took a lot of trial and error, but now they're Super Saiyans. Although, it doesn't really amount to much because they're really far behind Vegeta at this point. Still, it at least makes them better than before. And Beerus could tell that these two definitely aren't his rivals, so he tries fighting Vegeta. Vegeta actually does vaguely remember Beerus. There was a time when he showed up on planet Vegeta, and this was one of the few times where Vegeta's power almost flared up, but of course his father taught him to hide that power. Though now, he has no reason to contain it. He transforms, going into his full power Super Saiyan. And Beerus is a little intrigued by this. The other 2 Super Saiyans have golden hair. Why is Vegeta's green? He's not too sure himself, but he was always born with this great potential. He assumed it's because he's an elite warrior. That always set him apart from others, and he was basically destined to be this strong. And if Beerus is dreaming of a rival, it has to be Vegeta. But as Beerus fights him, he comes to see that the rival actually isn't Vegeta. The timing of this was directly caused by Vegeta though. So Vegeta did contribute to waking Beerus up early. But Beerus is a bit disappointed to find out that he's not the rival he was looking for. Now, Vegeta is really strong, but he loses this battle, and Beerus could clearly see that this power is not what he's looking for. He asks if there are any other Saiyans out there, and Vegeta, Raditz, and Nappa know of none. Well, Raditz and Nappa do know of one, but they're gonna keep it quiet for now. But Whis ends up looking, and he finds that there's another Saiyan out there too. He's actually with the Supreme Kai right now. Vegeta and his crew obviously don't know who the Supreme Kai is, but Vegeta's really confused. Why is there another Saiyan out there that he didn't know about? Of course, he knew Tarble was out there, but there shouldn't be any other Saiyans left. Raditz and Nappa hold their tongues because, of course, they know about Goku and Gohan, but it's a little bit too late to spill the beans. Beerus commends Vegeta for his power. He might be back. His power was amazing, but not godly. For all he knows, Vegeta might be his true rival, but he's going to test out this other Saiyan first. Now, Vegeta has better control of his form, but he hasn't fought much otherwise recently. And he's clearly not fit to be a god. Beerus leaves Vegeta alive as a consolation for the fight, thanking him for it. And also because he could be an interesting rival in the future in case this other Saiyan isn't that strong. And now Vegeta's left dumbfounded. For the first time in a while, he was actually defeated by somebody. He grew a lot during battle, but Beerus was so much stronger than him that he couldn't even begin to close that gap. But more important, there's another Saiyan out there. Who the hell is it, and how is he still alive? And he doesn't know what a Supreme Kai is, but the way Beerus and Whis described it, it sounded like he was some sort of a god, so why is this Saiyan with a god? Raditz and Nappa don't mention anything about Goku because Vegeta will know that he's Raditz's brother. But Vegeta's going to start searching for this Saiyan now. It's not going to be his main objective, but he will be scouting around. They probably shouldn't have hid it from Vegeta. They didn't expect Whis to reveal that, and actually, when Whis revealed it, he looked at Raditz and Nappa like he knew that they knew the other Saiyan. Now they've kind of dug themselves into a hole. Before they hid Kakarot's existence to avoid angering Vegeta, but now he knows about it and they have to hide that they know about it. Anyways, Beerus ends up going to the sacred world of Kai, terrifying the Kais there, especially Elder Kai, because Beerus was the one to seal him away. Beerus does find it a bit annoying that he's been freed, but he wants to fight the Saiyans here. Though, there's only one Saiyan here. There's another on Earth, Gohan. He's not here at the moment. Right now it's just Goku, Granola, and Krillin. He doesn't even bother with Krillin or Granola. He's looking for his Super Saiyan God, and he hopes that's what Goku is. I mean, it sounded intriguing. He's another strong Saiyan, and he's training under the Supreme Kai. From what Whis found out, he even trained under the North Kaio before. A Super Saiyan with godly training sure sounds like a good candidate for a Super Saiyan God, so there's only one way to find out. Goku utilizes his ultimate in his fight. This draws out all of his power, even latent power that he didn't know was there. Goku was actually on the cusp of Super Saiyan 3, but it's not like he even needs to use that anymore. Everything gets drawn out in Ultimate. He could lower and raise his power as much as he wants if he ever wants to hold back, but he uses everything against Beerus. And Beerus could tell that Goku is strong by mortal standards, but he's behind Vegeta, by a pretty big margin too. He lets them know that he actually did just fight Vegeta, and Vegeta doesn't know about his existence. Okay, well, that's at least kind of a good thing, but it also confuses Goku because Raditz and Nappa did come to see him. Beerus also says he's probably going to go back to fight Vegeta because these people can't impress him. Maybe they need more training under the Supreme Kai. But Goku has an idea. They could ask Shenron for help. So, they go back to Earth, gather the Dragon Balls, and they summon Shenron. The wish is simple. Tell them everything about the Super Saiyan God. Shenron tells them what the Super Saiyan God is and how to create one. Of course, they don't have enough Saiyans. Now, there are Raditz, Nappa, and Vegeta out in space. And on Earth, there's Goku, Gohan, and Goten. But based on how Shenron describes the ritual, Vegeta's crew probably wouldn't be fit for that. And Shenron is terrified by Beerus' presence. So when Beerus asks if there's another way to bring about the Super Saiyan God, he tells him that no other way has been recorded, but it's a Saiyan that's become a god, so maybe through training. But Shenron isn't entirely sure, and he's really scared right now, so he disappears. Beerus didn't think of that. Maybe he could just train for Super Saiyan God. Maybe there's a way for him to pick up on that without him doing the ritual. It's not like they really have a choice after all. So Beerus is going to test something out. He's going to have Goku come with him, and he'll give him 6 months. He's going to train under Whis, and if he doesn't unlock Super Saiyan God in those 6 months, well, Beerus is going to erase him for wasting his time, and then he'll go back to Vegeta and make him his rival. This gives Goku a good challenge. He's going to get some great training, and Beerus threatening to destroy him gives him a ton of motivation for it too. But it's only Goku that's going to that planet. Though he does ask Beerus, if Vegeta is much stronger than him, why is he not taking Vegeta as a rival? Beerus could tell that Vegeta would be an interesting fighter, but he thinks this is a more fun route. He doesn't know if Vegeta has it in him to become a Super Saiyan God. But on top of that, if he makes Goku strong, and he has Vegeta as a motivator, as well as a competitor, he's basically going to have 2 rivals. So besides him not thinking Vegeta's fit for it, it also gives him abundance. Goku goes with Beerus. Krillin stays on the Sacred World of Kai to train more, and Granola ends up going back to Cereal. Shin and Kibito offer to take him directly there, but he's going to fly back. He goes to Earth and gets his ship, gathering all his belongings on Earth and heading home. As he flies back, he takes some more time to explore too. And weirdly enough, he feels a really strong presence out in space as he's coming back to his planet. He passes by a small solar system, and he feels a really strong power there. He asks Oatmeal to analyze what's going on, and Oatmeal says there's a really strong person on one of the planetoids over there. And as Oatmeal analyzes the planetoid, it seems like it's completely devoid of life, so that makes no sense. Granola's not really too sure if this is a good idea, but he goes to check it out. According to Oatmeal, this planetoid is called Vampa. Granola lands there, and he's immediately met by an older man. This is Paragus. By now, he might have not begun his rapid aging just yet, but he's definitely starting to age a bit at least. Plus, from being on Vampa for so long, he's not really in good condition in general. Granola can immediately pick up on the fact that he has a tail. This guy's a Saiyan? And then, another Saiyan flies towards Granola. Granola thinks he's about to attack and gets ready, but he's actually attacking a bug that's nearby. Paragus says that's his son, Broly, and he explains how they got here. So these two are Saiyans, and weirdly enough, the only reason they're alive is because they got betrayed by the other Saiyans. He comes to learn that Paragus specifically hates King Vegeta, so it looks like Granola shares something in common with him. Though, he doesn't realize that all the Saiyans have basically been killed, and the only people left out there are Vegeta, Raditz, Nappa, and then Goku. Of course, Tarble too, but Granola doesn't know about that. Otherwise, anyone from planet Vegeta is dead, and Granola lets Paragus know that Vegeta is still out there. Granola's not really sure if he should help these two, but he's just generally not trustworthy of Saiyans in general, even though he's warm up to Goku. But the two of them have a common enemy. Plus, he empathizes with their plight. Even though it was all in different ways, he, Paragus, and Broly were all screwed over by the Saiyans. So, he decides to take them off this planet. He doesn't invite them to come to Cereal with him, but he'll give them the resources to go somewhere else. Although he warns them, don't go after Vegeta. His power is far too strong for them. Granola actually knows 2 Super Saiyans, and he feels like even them together wouldn't be enough to fight Vegeta, who is also a Super Saiyan himself. And they've even gone beyond Super Saiyan, having their potential unlocked, so even though Paragus wants his revenge, Granola thinks they best not do it right now. But Paragus is confident in his son's strength. What they don't realize is that Broly and Vegeta are actually pretty similar. Years pass. Vegeta continues looking for the other Saiyans out there but can't find anybody. There's no Resurrection F thanks to Vegeta being around, and Goku eventually gets Super Saiyan God and Super Saiyan Blue, which of course is great because he avoids being destroyed by Beerus. About a year after Goku starts his training, he gets in contact with Granola again. Paragus and Broly are actually now living on planet Cereal. It was supposed to be temporary, but as Granola got to know them more, he decided to welcome them here, and he's actually been training with Broly, who seems pretty strong himself. Goku's amazed to hear that there's another Saiyan out there, so immediately he wants to go and meet Broly, which he does. He seems pretty unrefined as a fighter, but he grows pretty quickly. And now, Paragus doesn't really like this, seeing another Saiyan out there, but Granola assures him that this Saiyan is not aligned with Vegeta at all. Thing is, Paragus just kinda hates the Saiyans in general, and he's trained Broly to be the same. So off the bat, they don't really trust Goku much, but after seeing how different his demeanor is from the other Saiyans, Paragus holds Broly back from attacking him. Eventually, the Universe 6 tournament comes up. The team for this is going to be Goku, Krillin, Gohan, Granola, and Broly. Broly's still pretty inexperienced compared to the other people there, but Goku was pretty impressed with his adaptation. Although one weird thing he noticed is that Broly seems to derive power from rage. It's strange. Gohan's kind of the same way, and from what Granola said, Vegeta seems to be the same way too. Though for Gohan it's a bit different. For Broly, it's pretty much exactly the same as what Vegeta gets his power from. Those two are mutated in the same way. And by now, Paragus has heard about this from Granola too. That's why Broly was sent away. King Vegeta was worried about that power. Prince Vegeta must have had the same type of power, and he thought Broly would overshadow that. Well, the joke's on King Vegeta. He's gonna train Broly to be the strongest warrior ever, stronger than Vegeta. The Universe 6 tournament is pretty much a wash. Broly's the first one up, and he takes down everyone there up until when he fights Hit. Hit pushes him into using more power, which eventually causes Broly to get enraged, going into his wrathful state. And Hit's perplexed by this. Broly's adapting so quickly, and he's growing stronger while he's at it too. Beerus is a bit impressed too. Weird, this is almost exactly what he saw with Vegeta. He even did get to see his wrathful form too. It's the same thing. Broly continues growing and growing, and eventually Hit breaks out more of his power. Before Broly snaps even further, Hit's able to knock him out, winning the fight. Next, he's up against Goku. And now, Goku has Super Saiyan God and Blue, which are both imbued in his ultimate form. So this Goku is actually stronger than the Goku in canon by this point. But it's not just that. He's figured out a way to go beyond Blue too. He was thinking about combining Kaioken with Blue, but since he has Ultimate drawing out the power of Blue anyways, he just combines the power with that. And it's a lot more usable that way. Ultimate isn't very strenuous to him, so it's really just like using regular Kaioken. He defeats Hit by using Ultimate Kaioken, ending the fight and impressing Beerus even further. But that was an interesting experience seeing Broly's power. He can't wait to see more of it, as well as Vegeta's power too. And with that, we'll leave off here for now. What'd you guys think about this part? What's going to happen next? Leave your thoughts and ideas in the comments below. I'd love to see what you guys think. As usual, be sure to drop a like and subscribe if you haven't already. It really does help out the channel, and it shows me you want to see more videos like this. Anyways, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all in my next video.